Hey everyone, and good morning. Believe it or not, this is Jean here. Oh wow, we got snow. We got snow for days, seriously, literally. So pretty, still snowing. It is still snowing. So pretty. Yeah. So Maxwell is getting the quad ready for another round. Let me turn my camera around here. There's our trailer with the quad in it. They went yesterday and we're just doing some of our kids and their businesses parking lot. And here is our lovely road. Must excuse me, there must be about 18 inches or so. It is very deep. And this is pristine. No one has plowed this yet. Well, actually Maxwell had come out and plowed it. But, so I'm gonna come up here. Oh, so pretty. Must excuse me, I'm the first one walking in it. Oh, so beautiful. It is pretty much a winter wonderland. This is my cars. I have an old car. I have a 21-year-old Cadillac. And then my new car. My Cadillac is a bit of a story. Want to hear a story? Yeah, I'm out here on the road, walking down to the bridge. So pretty. As a family, we always had a large car. We always had vans and everything. My husband and I had an Astro, Chevy Astro van. We had 6 little kids at the time. And I was pregnant with our 7th baby. And my husband, he was ever so good. We have an amusement park near, a while away, called Dutch Wonderland. Out in the Amish country, actually, in Lancaster County. And he must excuse me, I'm out of breath trying to climb through the snow. He had taken all 6 children, left me at home for a break. And so that was how many years ago? About 30 years ago. 28, yeah, something like that. We had this lovely van. Well, long story short, he had an accident in the van, and the van with the 6 children in it rolled over. It rolled over on the roadway out there. And it was before cell phones, of course. And I was on the telephone at home in my house with my girlfriend, and all of a sudden it was when they could like the operator could interrupt your phone call. It was funny that. And we got this phone call saying, we got this interruption, like, is Mrs. Truelove there? And I'm like, yeah, this is her. What in the world? And my girlfriend was on the other line, sort of like a party line back then. And this is so-and-so, the administrator at Brandywine Hospital in Pennsylvania. We have your husband going into surgery. It was the craziest message I'd ever gotten. I'm like, what? My girlfriends and my friends, they quickly got in the car and they were like, oh my goodness, we drove an hour and a half, however long it took to get to this Brandywine Hospital. No communication, no cell phones. I'm like, where are my 6 children? And it was so funny. She could say, your 5 children are fine. No, your children are all fine. 5 of them are here. And I'm like, what? We have 6 kids. Anyway, my husband's arm was out of the vehicle. Because it was a summer day, and before he could grab it out, his arm was drug along the road, and cinders and all sorts of things. He was in surgery and had dozens and dozens and dozens of stitches, and to this day it looks like a shark bit him. Anyway, long story short, we're out of van, and we had an old Cadillac at the time. I had an old Cadillac. This was 30 years ago, so it was like a 1976 Cadillac that we could put all of our kids in. We had this big car. Obviously, we had a van, and we were in a quandary because the van was totaled. And actually my husband was a little bit traumatized. You know, he really didn't want to have a van at that time. And I'm like, well, what in the world does a large family with 6 children drive? You know, like, Ian, we got to get something. Well, jokingly, it was funny, jokingly, a friend of ours had said, when they had heard about Ian's accident, they said, oh, what you need is a limousine. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. A couple days went by and Ian was recuperating. And we're still in a quandary. And I woke up at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, Ian, we need to buy a limousine. So, guess what we bought? Well, we bought a beautiful Lincoln Town Car. And it's funny about that. If you ever want a big vehicle, it was a fleet vehicle, of course. It was a white stretch limo with a bar with crystal glasses. And very inexpensive. It was very, very cheap. Because who wants a used limo? Except families. Trueloves with 1 million kids. So for many, many years, that was my family car. I drove. I drove this beautiful white stretch limousine with our kids and their friends in the back, going through drive-ins in my limo, picking the kids up when I had to at school. It was funny, and we made many trips. We would go down to Florida, we went to Georgia, and then one time I was driving. I think I have a picture. Yeah, I was driving down to Georgia to visit a friend, and we had. Our daughter was a baby, just about 6 months old. So she's number 8. So we had 8 kids in the back, and I'm driving down the I-95. And all of a sudden, I know my vehicle. I remember I was going 78 miles an hour. It was a very, very lovely vehicle. Really nice, quiet. I could put up if the kids got too noisy, I could put up the divider window. And I had the baby here and my husband here, and all these kids bouncing around in the back. Anyway, all of a sudden, I'll never forget, I was going 78 miles an hour. And I laugh now, my husband and I laugh. All of a sudden, I felt the car go, and I sort of lost my steering, and it was all I could do. Here, the front tire fell off. The front driver's tire fell off, and I'm going down the road, and all of a sudden in my rearview mirror I see a tire coming up, like in the cartoons. This could only happen to the Trueloves, right? And I had lost all steering, and it was all I could do to yank the car over to the side of the road. On the I-95, mind you, we were in the middle of Virginia, and it was very mountainous and hilly, and so there wasn't an awful lot of traffic. It was a disaster waiting to happen. Here, the wheel fell off. It was a great car. Anyway, we went to, we called, or somebody stopped and saw, and we got all of the kids out of the car and got them up the mountainside, up the hillside on the I-95, the babies. And somebody called the tow truck. Well, it was like a miracle. It was amazing. I'll never forget, Homer Cox Ford, somewhere in Virginia, came out and towed the vehicle away, put it in this car. This good old country boy, lovely tow truck driver. He came, he put our stretch limo. They had a support vehicle to take all 8 of us, or 10 of us, and we went to Homer Cox Ford. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. what would have cost, because it was an emergency, here we are, we're on the way to Florida or Georgia, on what would have cost, I think it was about $1,700 up here in Pennsylvania at that time. It was years ago, 25 years ago. He said, oh, they can go to a junkyard and get whatever the part was for $400. So here we are. We were not struggling, but we were this poor family with 8 rotten kids running around. And we were at this place. Things like that didn't really bother us. Anyway, we've always had big cars. We had that vehicle. We had our limousine for a long time, and then we finally got another van, and then our kids started to drive, and yeah. So what happened, I'm making a long story really long about my Cadillac. I always loved Lincoln Town cars and Cadillacs. And it was not really ever practical for me. Our kids, oh, there goes Maxwell. Our kids had their own vehicles. Well, about 3 years ago, no, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, for some reason, I liked white Cadillacs. For some reason, I looked in our, like an auto trader, I don't know where it was, or like on Facebook, I think it was. And I saw this Cadillac. It was a couple $1,000s. And it had 40,000 miles on it. And it was 20 years old. It's a 2000. And I'm like, what? What? So I called here, literally, it was owned by a little old man who had a garage kept. Perfect condition. And I said, oh, are you kidding? And I went and bought it. and I just went and bought it. And Ian is like, well, what are we going to do with it? Right now it's an extra car, but my word, it's like a Sunday driving car. I love my Cadillac. So we have it under a car cover. That was my little... my little one luxury. I just love my little Cadillac, and it reminds me of those fun days that we used to have with our children and our Lincoln. And anyway, I am really waffling on, but it's just so glorious out here. It's just so glorious. My Maxwell is now gotten the quad out of the trailer. I can't go any further, as you can see. The bridge is closed. They're not working here today. So, anyway, waffle, Jean. I'm really bundled up. I look like, if I was in white, I would look like the Michelin snowman. I have on my bibs. We're used to the weather. So we have on our bibs and our heavy boots and our gloves. We are prepared for the snow. So this is a lot of snow. Let me turn this around and show you. Hopefully I can turn it around. Show you what I can see now. Maxwell's trying to break through where the plow plowed our driveway. I mean, the plow plowed the road, but this is a lot of snow. Now, look at that. I had just walked it through that. Look at our driveway. Look at our lovely little quad. Boy, that's paying for itself, because it wasn't cheap. The plow kit wasn't cheap. But I must tell you that actually Maxwell went yesterday and he earned some bank. He plowed a few driveways in my son's neighborhood. They were very grateful. And as I say, we have the trailer. So look at that. So, I can now walk on our driveway. Sweet little thing. We have a snowblower too that my husband is getting out, and I'm going to go down and I'll show you that. So we have our snowblower, but Ian actually needs a little bit of help getting out of the barn. So Maxwell's making a trowel here. A lot of snow. Our backyard, a little bit of a mess, you must excuse it. But our lovely woods. There's our deck. Oh, so pretty. I think I'm gonna hang my clothes out today. I'm trying to walk here. It's so funny. Oh, get over in the track. Yeah. Yeah, we have the snowblower, which we haven't used actually for a while now, for a couple years. And as you can see, we are prepared. Oh, there's our pretty winter wonderland here with the noise of the snowblower and the quad in the background. Sorry, it disturbs the peace, but needs must. Our lovely woods. Up to well above my knees, so I'm trying to keep the camera steady. My glasses are fogging up. There's my men. I think. Can't quite see. Can you see them in there? Maybe when I edit the new video. I feed a family of deer in the summertime and the springtime, and I hope they're safe, hunkered down in the woods here. There's Ian, the old snowblower. I've had to use it for the last couple years. Pretty trees. The back of our home. Look at these twinkly lights set up at nighttime. They look so pretty. Go fast, Daddy says. He's gonna get stuck. Yeah, go, 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 go. Aw, dear boy. There you go. That thing is awesome. Some Pennsylvania winter wonderland for you people. My girlfriend one time came up from the south of Florida. She had never seen snow, and it came. She frolicked in it. She wasn't ready for it. I had to kid her out in bibs and gloves. We had never seen snow. We can't imagine We're used to snow. I grew up in the woods, so this is very much home to me. I said I hope it cleanses the earth of all the ugly and the viruses and the turmoil. It's so clean. It'll melt. It'll melt. Life will be ugly again out there. It's as ugly as we make it, though. We can find joy every day, I say that. Even in the most dire circumstances. You're not as confident as Maxwell.
I'm good at going backwards.
Why can't you go forwards? Maxwell taught him how to go backwards. I'm right in your line of fire. It's funny.
Press it one more time.
Maxwell's yelling out instructions. You can do it, Ian.
Dad, your plow's not down.
I know.
Oh.
I know. I just want to turn it first.
Let me see if I know what I'm doing.
Maxwell's getting wood in. Oh, Mike, careful! You do know how to go backwards.
I think I'm better up on the plow.
Oh, Max! Oh no! Don't be horrible to Daddy. But actually, I think you are better on the plow. Daddy was working a mean snowblower. Maxwell's getting wood in for our wood fire.
Well, some people don't know how to use a snowplow.
Oh, Max! Daddy's shown you a lot of things.
Showed me a lot of things, but a snowplow, he showed me, but he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Yeah, you do. Like I said, everyone needs a Maxwell. how'd you do, Ian?
Slow learner, but with some good instruction from Maxwell, I ended up doing fairly well on the quad. But it took a long time to clear that driveway, even with the snowplow and the snowblower a bit.
It was deep.
Yeah, but also it's very wet. It's heavy, wet snow.
I was having a difficult time trudging through it. That was, yeah.
It's really,
So you did it.
yeah.
We're glad we got the quad.
Oh, phenomenal with the plow. And we only got it 2 days before the snowstorm.
Isn't that wonderful?
Just got it installed on Saturday and the snow came on Monday.
And Maxwell said you got a winch or a winch
Well,
cable.
the winch raises the plow, raises it and lowered it.
But then he got a cable. He showed
The
me.
cable raises it and lowers the plow onto the surface.
So if you take the plow off, do we just have a winch that you could winch
you can winch yourself
up a tree, yeah.
Like the gods
Yeah,
must be crazy.
that
Remember
video, that movie,
The gods must be crazy.
Oh, that was a
From
funny.
South Africa.
That was
Really
a funny movie. Funny
That was
movie.
about the 1970s. I think.
Yeah, it was weird.